player designed play? Is that are you guys working on that?
Yeah, he's given us an opportunity to come up with something special, whether it's not necessarily a trick play, but just a cool play that we want to have in, and if it works in practice, then it works. Then it works, you know. So we don't run plays in games, we don't practice in practice. So it's cool enough. Maybe we'll get it on there, and we have no idea what it's going to look like, but hopefully it's cool enough.
Is it gonna be dedicated to Devin Blackman to get him a touchdown?
You know, I mean, that'd be nice, right? And then also Kurt Henderson as well. So
Yeah.
getting those guys in the mix, whether they're catching it, throwing it, lateral, whatever it is, I don't know. Playing a quarterback, who knows? But getting those guys involved would be huge.
How many player designed plays have you ever run in your
Zero.
career? Until last week, that was
Zero,
the first one.
yeah, zero. And I wasn't even a part of it. It was their deal, so they got to do it all. So I've been a part of zero.
So your parents are both from Logan area or Cache Valley?
No. All my aunts and uncles live there though. So whenever we have like family pictures and stuff, it's always Utah State, 20 of them, and then my family of 4 is BYU. So
Does that
be fun.
add meaning to the game?
It does, yeah. I have lots of family live there right now, and luckily they wear the same color as Utah State, so they'll be wearing blue at least. But who knows what the undershirt will say underneath? But hopefully it's BYU blue. But
you had a really good game last time you played at Utah State. What are your memories of that game?
It was fun. It was my first career touchdown in that game, and it was fun. Man, they're a fun team to play against, and they are. I guess they've always been a rival, but it's more of I'd say a new rival. BYU Utah has always been the big rival, but they've stepped up and they're recruiting, and they win a lot more games now. And Utah State is a really good team. They're good, and rivalry games are always close. So whatever their record is compared to ours doesn't really matter. You throw those aside and play some football because they're going to be good and ready to play.
Coach Mendenhall talks to us quite a bit about winning those in-state games, kind of putting more of an emphasis on those in-state games. Do you notice that with the coaching staff, kind of an increased emphasis anytime you guys face an in-state opponent?
Yeah, I think it's not that we talk about them more. It's not like we mention, Utah State or their coaches, their players by name or anything. It's you can just tell by the way they carry themselves during the week that the game is more serious. Coach Mendenhall said this morning that he wants this team to be nameless and faceless, which means you don't care who you're playing, you're just going to play football. But at the same time, you can tell by how they carry themselves, how intense they are at practice, how much more preparation there is, that it is a big-time in-state game, if that makes sense. So not that we talk about them any more than anyone else, but you can tell there's a little bit more seriousness that just comes out in the coaches and the players this week.
With the success that BYU's had against Utah State in the last 3 decades, I guess, there's a perception that this game would be bigger for Utah State than for BYU because of that. How do you kind of match the emotion you expect them to bring to the game in that sense?
Yeah, I think they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, and they always will until they're in that category of BYU, Utah State. It's all in one plane, but because of that perception, which in my opinion is gone now. Now in these last few years, because they beat great teams, they beat us. I think that because of maybe our record this year, what people are saying about us, and that we should beat them because of our record or more talent, whatever it is, but. It's a rivalry game. They have a great team, great players, great coaches. It'll be a close one. It'll be a good game, and whatever their perception is this year, that's just outside world perception, not ours. And we think they're a great team. We respect the heck out of them, and we got to come ready to play for sure.
The guy that's from up there, Moroni, Pututa, had a really good game on Saturday. That's something you guys have been seeing in practice all year, and you finally just got a chance to show it.
Yeah, they were able to move him on the inside as an inside receiver. He wasn't playing much as an outside guy because of the depth we have out there already. So moved him to the more of an inside slot position like Taryn, and that could be a niche for him, a great niche for him. So he showed up, and when the ball was in the air, he came down with it. So that carries a lot of weight. Coming in these next few games, is where he'll stay, and he'll play more there, and hopefully do some more damage because he's a good player.
Mitch, aside from the bowl game, this is your last regular season bowl game as a BYU Cougar. Has it hit you yet?
It has not. It hasn't even hit me that I won't be back in the Rutherford Stadium. Guys have asked me, what does it feel? And I haven't felt it yet, really. I'm glad that I've had a great time here, great memories, great wins, home and away, great plays. Been a part of something special, and it will hit me for sure. It hasn't really yet, but I know for a fact that those memories that do hit me in the near future will be good memories.
How much fun is it to close out the season this way?
It's a lot of fun. Rivalry game is your last regular season game, and then a great bowl game against Vermont Warrior, and it's going to be some good teams that are options of who we're going to play. So, wouldn't trade it for anything. I mean, obviously we'd like to be a greater, bigger bowl, but in this situation that we're in now, it's something exciting. No guys are saying that anything's been a failure at all. We've had the toughest schedule we've ever had, and had some success. And 10 wins against this schedule will be huge. So we're excited to finish out.
From the Fresno State game in the locker room, what was it like among the singers?
So a lot of us didn't actually make it for like the speech by Coach Mendenhall at the end, just because we were out there with family, friends after the game, taking pictures and stuff, and cherishing that last moment on the field. But just before the game, it was tears being shed by your head coach, and you see you able to embrace your family on the field, and it's just you can count the times your dad has cried on one hand, and you see him crying. It makes it special and emotional, and it was really fun to have all the emotion come out, and you kind of play with the passion that you didn't really have before. You want to, when the ball's fluttering in the air, you kind of want to just go catch it and make a big play, because you know that it's your last time in that stadium. So just all the extra factors added into a really fun game and a great win.
Can you assess how far Tanner's come, looking back to when he first got off his mission and even through fall camp to now, kind of the progression he's made?
Yeah, I think he is a guy that you can kind of throw him in any circumstance, any situation, he'll just thrive and play. Good for us this game that we came out with 42, I guess, or was it 45 offensive points. Defense scored one of the touchdowns, but we hadn't scored as much as past couple of games, and it was really good for us to have that huge breakout game for him and to just kickstart momentum into these last couple of games. And I wouldn't trade Tanner for the world. He is a great quarterback. He's able to hit the ground running within 5-6 months of being home off a mission. And so the sky's the limit for him. He is a freshman. Whether he is 22 years old or not, he's a freshman. And so being this good as a freshman is scary to think of him as a sophomore, junior, and a senior. And it'll be great for us.